Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Turnbuckles and Stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling punch. I looked at him, I said, hey.
We are Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod, your hostess with the mostest, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and ladies and gentlemen, today, yo, y'all ready for this? Because I don't think they're ready for this, Joe.
I don't know. It might not be.
I'm about as far as I'm going. Welcome home. I'm sure your family and all your friends are going to be glad to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Walking these old dirt road side streets, looking at the sights and reminiscing, wondering what's changed since I've been gone. I'm coming home. It's like yesterday that I left here. Time flies and now it's been years, but I know this is where I belong.
Take care, boss.
I'm coming home. Coming home to the family, the friends and the memories, the ones I love and the ones I regret. Coming back to make a new life. life alone. So I'm coming home. Fear almost stopped me from returning. Thought others won't forgive, the bridge is burning. But I'm planning to rebuild what is gone now that I'm home. And I know it won't be the same that it was, but that's okay, 'cause I will always love this place and the ones who call it home. Yeah, that's my home. Coming home to the family, friends and the memories, the ones I love and the ones I regret. Coming back to make a new life, built on the one I left behind. Thank God it wasn't over yet when I made the
I'm Mac.
I'm about as far as I'm going. Welcome home. I'm sure your family and all your friends are going to be glad to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Walking these old dirt road side streets, looking at the sights and reminiscing, wondering what's changed since I've been gone. I'm coming home. It's like yesterday that I left here. Time flies and now it's been years, but I know this is where I belong.
Hey, Grandpa.
I'm coming home. Coming home to the family, the friends and the memories, the ones I love and the ones I regret. Coming back to make a new life, built on the one I left behind. Thank God it wasn't over yet. We're not made to live this life alone, so I'm coming home. Fear almost stopped me from returning. Thought others won't forgive the bridges burning. But I'm planning to rebuild what is gone now that I'm home. And I know it won't be the same that it was. But that's okay, 'cause I will always love this place and the ones who call it home. Yeah, that's my home. Coming home to the family, friends and the memories, the ones I love and the ones I regret. Coming back to make a new life, built on the one I left behind. Thank God it wasn't over yet. When I made to live this life alone, so I'm coming home. When I made to live this life alone, so I'm coming home.
I'm not muted, you are. I hear shit. I love technology. How are you? Good. No, buddy. Take care. You want me to start talking? Do you hear me? Do you not hear me? Do you want me to just do the show by myself? Yeah. You could sign language. You want me to check my phone? Technical difficulties. You want me to start singing? I can start singing. Yeah. Gotta love technology. You want me to leave and come back? How about that audio bit? Nothing can just be simple. There always has to be issues. Mm, 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 mm. Gotta get you a wireless mic. I guess at least the problem's not on my end. That's a good thing. At least it's not freezing out today. Yeah, buddy. I wonder why the audio wouldn't be working. You guys need an engineer for this show. I know we're in a situation where we need to bail on this. Might be done with my cigar before this gets fixed. Oh, my cigar's burning good. Anybody cares? Do we have anybody in comments? We do. Trying to fix audio issues. I heard something. I heard a ch. I heard another ch. Making progress here. I'm hearing feedback. Yo, see, this is what happens when you buy Amazon earbuds. Shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? Buy that cheap shit. Raycons. Beats instead of with an S, you get Beats with a Z. Ah, I heard something else too. Come on, doing something right. Up, and now they're gone. But I'm here. Look at this beautiful face. One of the many known faces in the boutique cigar industry. Eh? I mean, I could just do the show. I don't need these guys to do the show. I mean, my wrestling knowledge isn't what it used to be. If you want to talk old school stuff, I'm all about the Attitude Era and the old school stuff. But now I couldn't tell you shit about wrestling. Not really. I don't want to ash my thing, but I feel like it's going to fall if a nice wind gust comes up. So, welcome to the Cigar Clowns show. We've taken over the Turnbuckles and Stogies broadcast. Not the first time we've done things like this, but we've been known to tap into things and hack things. We've undercoverly dislodged their audio so they can't talk, so they're having technical difficulties. But yeah, so it's Sunday. It's finally warmed up here on the East Coast. Not as freezing as it has been here. That was like summer at this point. Do we have progress? No progress. Still no progress. No. So I was doing my opening monologue. I feel like a text is coming. That's what it looks like. Check. That's a really big finger. I got a double big finger. Why don't you shut down the whole thing and reboot it all up? Got to be a reason why audio is not being picked up. It's so weird. Yeah. At least I don't have to hear him. That's good. Nice. Look at you. You see what I got? Shipping this week. What are you holding up? Your pinky finger? In my humble, expert, non-IT experience, I think you should just reboot everything. Sometimes that fixes the problem. You guys gonna have to pay me overtime for this. Hey, Joey, as an alternative, since this isn't working, you want to just do a live on Instagram? No? I gotta give you an alternative. Why are you fingering the air? Yeah, unfortunately, I know nothing about StreamYard.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not really sure what the problem is. I don't know what's up with this computer.
Right.
So I'm going to connect my headphones to here so that you can hear us. And then this is just going to go face down and you can see us here.
Now, is that going to go, is that face down, asses up?
Only on Tuesdays.
So let me ask you this
Only
question.
on Tuesday.
Where the fuck is my blue lighter?
You're already starting with your fucking questions?
Where's my blue lighter?
How about we get the show started before you worry about your blue lighter?
Yeah, now that we got things figured out.
I love you, Ray.
You're goddamn right you do.
I fucking love you.
Now that I got this figured out, I'm not really sure what the issue is, but...
Hey, listen. No, it took a half hour. We'll be all right.
Yeah, well, that's
Mind your business.
That's a big misfortune, unfortunately.
Mind your business.
That's all right. Well done.
It's like your cigar world. You got to figure things out, right? So I got to figure things out.
This is an issue we've never actually had before.
Oh, because I'm on. That's why. You know that.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, we bring on cigar clouds, and this is the problem we fucking get.
Yeah, listen.
By the way, there's no Festivus here, except what I'm smoking right now. So I expect the Festivus to be here in the next week or so. You can bring your ass here because you was already here 2 weeks ago.
Right. Well, you could tell them when they're ready to order the Festivus, they can order it.
Hina said you should have.
Okay, hold on.
Hina said you should have dropped it off when you.
I haven't been up there in a minute. I got to talk to Raj.
You want me to get Hina right now? She'll tell you right now.
Hold on.
Hina tell you right now. You should have ordered. Should have fucking.
Not now. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Okay.
Hina, he said.
Now we're in here. Put that in your other ear. Okay.
Help me stop causing trouble with my shops.
He said stop causing trouble with his shops.
So
now,
yo, what is up?
I don't know what happened.
Now put us on
I got to put us down by the ottoman.
Down by the ottoman. Now I don't hear you. You probably have to keep that window up.
That's fine. I could do this. Watch this.
That's what you have to do. Yes. That's what you're going to have to do.
Hold on. Watch this. It's okay. Hold on.
We never had this problem.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is with this one, but
No, we ride out with the technical difficulties. It's all good.
listen, it is what it is. Shit happens.
It is what it is. That's it.
Where's Joe?
Joe got caught up.
Yeah. Where's the other partner?
Danny's doing stuff. I'm here. What do you need? Anybody else? I'm not good enough for you?
Move your phone.
That's right.
This'll work for now. I don't really care at this point.
That's it.
I'm actually a little pissed off, but that's okay.
Nah, it's all good, bro.
Happy Fun Day Sunday.
Watch your arm. Move your arm off my humidor.
And Stogies. We are here with Cigar Clowns. You heard.
Now I can actually smoke a cigar.
Man Ray, CEO and founder. Yo, look what I'm smoking.
A little old school aftermath, huh?
Well, listen, look what Joey's smoking.
I got the Geppetto.
He got the
Nice.
Geppetto.
Except I think this is the 54.
Okay.
Well, show him.
Because it's the I remember your little
Yes.
trick you told
My
me.
little thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I still use that till this day every time I grab one.
So Ray, we are friends. Okay.
Well, maybe.
But I still want my blue lighter, but that's another cause. So
Jesus Christ.
So let me ask you this.
That shit made my brain hurt.
What new projects do you guys have coming out?
The one that he's smoking.
The Festivus 2024 is shipping this week.
Fantastic. So I'll have to ship some of those to my house.
Yeah, so that's shipping this week, and then we have the full line production of the Goldie Grace dropping in the middle towards the end of January with our collaboration with the Shapiro collection.
So now, are you doing the Goldie Grace? You're doing it in the same two sizes, right?
We're doing it in the petite size, not the Lancero.
Okay. Even still though, that cigar was phenomenal. Just the draw on it was fantastic.
It was a phenomenal collaboration for us, for both brands, and we're actually in the process of making the Goldie Grace her own, kind of like she's got so much brand recognition from the project that we did and the money that we raised, against human trafficking, and we were going to make it a limited production, but we were able to source the tobacco out and put it into a full line production. So we're bringing both brands together, and Goldie Grace is going to be Goldie Grace is going to be her own entity. She's going to be her own full production,
So almost
line.
like a core line, basically.
Yes, well, she's part of the core line series for us, and with with Sheffield, along with the other core lines that we're bringing to the table. But I mean,
Awesome.
she's going to be her own. She's going to be her own entity. You're going to see some. We kind of we like the direction that it was going in with the graphic art. Kind of like the graphic novel series, and we want to make a series. So there'll be like other characters that will come out of the Goldie Grace line. As far as people in her inner circle. Maybe
Right.
even a villain. Maybe a double banded, type of deal with two characters on. Like, we're kind of building our
Right.
we're building the Goldie Grace as her own thing. So she'll be like her own, like, so the Guard Clowns of Sheffield, Goldie Grace will be her own entity.
So now, Ray, tell me what made you, and I we speak offline. So what made you get into giving back to what you're doing with Goldie Grace?
I think this is a core value that we've stood by in our entire existence. Even we're just doing this latest project that we did with Double Tap Cigars with Doc and Bernie, for veterans and giving back to the veterans. And, even with Stogies for Servicemen, doing a project with them, and, always looking to get causes and give back. We've done Toys for Tots in the past. There's been a lot of, it's kind of like one of the driving forces behind our brand. We like to give back and do collaborations, and we like to support causes, and we're very big into our military and supporting people who served our country and who are serving our country now and who have served prior to that. So it's close to our heart. And then even with this project with the Goldie Grace, when we met Justin, a couple of years back, and we knew what they were an upcoming brand, a craft brand, and what they stood behind and what they did, we wanted to get involved with that, because it's something that needs to, especially with everything that's going on right now with all these migrants and everything that's going on with this country and human trafficking, and it's a big problem in this country. Little kids, women, men, all sorts of people, all sorts of walks of life, trans, anything you could think of as being human trafficked, and it's something that needs to be stopped. And for us to back a company like this and get behind their cause and try to help them bring it to the forefront, and it was highly successful last year. I think it's going to be even bigger this year. Again, I think it's something as a core value as our brand, as a small boutique brand, that we like to take part in, and we like to give back as much as we can.
So Ray, we want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule with your kids,
and taking over for a little while until I figured out what the issue is.
But I want to thank you for coming back on. This is the second time you guys have been on. We've been following you guys since you first started. And I got to tell you, I have never had a bad cigar. I might have had one, but, you guys always take care of whatever.
And just because you thought it was bad doesn't mean it was actually a bad cigar.
Yeah, well, whatever. So, it's, you guys have do a lot for veterans, firefighters, police, things
First
like
responders.
that. So first responders, which I'm a former first responder. I stopped doing it because I got tired, but I want to thank you for everything that you have done for the cigar industry, because you guys are
Damn, does my brain hurt now?
Out there, and a lot of people don't realize that you guys have done stuff underground before you became onto the popular boutique cigar brand. You know what I mean? So, I'm sitting in Cigar World in New Jersey, and they have 2-year cigars. We need to get the rest of them here. So I gave you the number, and she said you were here like 3 weeks ago. You could deliver them to her. So let's get the.
It wasn't me who was there 3 weeks ago.
Let's get the Festivus in here.
So
yeah,
I think this is something I've been wondering. Is being that you guys are where you are, is there a possibility of any of your past releases, like the Captain Spaulding, the Crinkles and stuff like that, potentially coming back out as like a limited one-off or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, anything's possible. I think, we kind of built our reputation, like you said, on, bringing out the limited releases and, having the FOMO thing with, missing drops and, all that stuff when we started in our earlier phases of the brand. And then, now we're at the pinnacle point now where we have, 4 core lines under our belt that we're working on getting into shops consistently so people can have, Cigar Clowns year round, and they're doing these special projects. Like, again, going back to Goldie Grace was going to be a limited production that we were going to do, on, a once a year type of thing, potentially, or maybe even take the same blend specs and change the size and all that other stuff. But it was so highly successful, and we were able to get our hands on the tobacco to make it a core line for us. That's kind of why we went in that direction. But yeah, I mean, listen, I've always talked about it. We've talked about it as a whole. We've thankfully for us, and it's a humbling thing for us that we have access to a lot of tobacco with the people that we work with behind the scenes. So, I mean, yes, I mean, there is definitely potential to bring. There are blends that I would love to bring back. I mean, it's just a matter of sourcing the right tobacco and getting the blend together, and having it where it needs to be.
This just happened to pop up, but that's if it'll focus, it's the Captain Spaulding.
Yeah, Captain Spaulding. That was a good one. That was one of my tips.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how many.
So, Ray, people don't realize that myself and Joey go back to when you guys started on the underground, and I mean underground because they don't realize that you guys started on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you guys progressed, and that's why I love you guys, you, Joe, everybody else, because you know what? You guys always keep in touch with us. Whether you hit Joey up, you hit me up. Listen. So let me ask you this. So you have a few core lines. Are you going to PCA in March?
It's been discussed. It's definitely a possibility. I mean, we kind of have our focus on continuing to build our core lines out at the moment, and with the project that we have upcoming. So yes, it's definitely something that we've talked about. Whether it's going to happen in 2025 or potentially 2026, I don't know.
Okay.
It's definitely on the radar. We're kind of, focusing, now we've come to the point with our brand that we have, 9 reps throughout the country that are pushing our brand throughout the country in different states. Right. So, again, it's all about those building blocks. So it's like, you want to go to PCA and you want to show off and you want to, sit at a table and set up a booth and, get out there. Yes. But I mean, we're just, again, everything is personally, if you're asking me personally, if we're ready for PCA, maybe. But I feel like, we still have a lot of work to do behind the scenes to kind of be able to sit down comfortably and, be able to do something like that. It's definitely not out of the question. I just don't know if it's something that might potentially happen for us in 2025 with everything else that we have going on. There's a lot of moving parts at the moment. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's a possibility, yes, but it's not definite at the moment.
And not only that, it's a cost thing as well too. Even a small booth is like 20 grand.
We're going to PCA with Ish, and so we're gonna go to PCA with Ish, and everybody's like, "Oh, when you go with Ish, you gotta stand at the booth." I'm like, no, we don't. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, it's a cigar selling.
You don't have to, if somebody's telling you don't have to stand there, then you can go around. That's fine. Obviously, if you're if we came with you guys, the same way we're going to do with Ish, yes, we're going to stand at his booth and sell his cigars because that's who brought you there.
Right.
Yes, if you can go around and see all your friends and all your other booze and, meet the people that you've interviewed or spoken to, yeah, absolutely. But your main focus is the brand that you came with.
Sure.
And that's what a lot of people sometimes I think get confused with. Ooh, man, this is really good.
The Festivus, because I'm sitting in a cigar world right now. She doesn't have it. So mind your business. I'm talking to Ray, not you. So, how does she get the Festivus to put in the lab right now?
Well, I have to go through. Raj to get the cigars up there, so I'll have a conversation with Raj at some point this week.
And then in any shops that want to get them, they have to go through. They'd have to send you guys an email, correct?
They can get in contact with us. Yeah, I mean, all the shops that we know that, again, this is out for a pre-order. So, I mean, and a lot of the shops that carry our stuff were, given access to it first. So, I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. We can figure out all the logistics and the details as far as that shit's concerned to get them up there.
Yeah, I know. What is it? OGT has them in that 12 Days of Christmas sampler or something like that.
OGT has it in the sampler, and also the Society is getting the Festivus. December.
Okay.
So the cigar that they sent us, the box. box they sent us?
The King of Clowns.
Are you
That got we smoked that already.
Releasing that again?
We smoked that.
That's one of
We
our core
smoked it on
lines.
the last episode that we did with them.
Yeah,
Smoked the
that's
King
one
of
of our
Clowns.
core line cigars.
Accident. Are you re-releasing it or is it still out?
It's out. Yeah, it's part. That's our core line. You got the Geppetto, you got the King of Clowns, you got the Rodeo Clown, and the Goldie Grace coming back in January. Those are all core lines.
You also got Geppetto in New Jersey Township.
In JB.
In JB Cigars.
Mhm.
So have you put anything else in there?
If I put anything up, I don't have it in front of me. I don't know currently stock wise what they have. I would have to ask Danny. Danny would know that answer for that question. I'm not entirely sure.
Where the fuck is Danny?
He's busy. They're all
Danny's
busy.
working, bro.
Not everybody has off.
Danny's the behind the scenes guy, man. Danny doesn't like the spotlight.
You know what? A lot of people don't like, but you know what? A lot of people are better behind the scenes than they are in front of the camera.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule with your kids to come on with us because you could have said absolutely not.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. This is family. This is not business. We make time for family. Business is a different aspect.
See?
Well, I appreciate you, my dog.
Yes.
I take my hat off to you, my dog.
You know yes.
I take my hat off to you, but I don't want you to be jealous of my hair, so I'm going to keep my hat on.
So, now let me ask you this: the King of Clowns, right? I know you did the Torpedo as the first
yes.
run.
Correct.
Now you did the Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of those like you're trying the different sizes as like limited runs of each of the King of Clowns, or is the Toro kind of where you guys are at?
No, I think a lot of feedback that we got from the Toro, I feel like a lot of people have a hard time cutting torpedoes. So we said, you know what? We're just gonna put it out in the regular Toro size. No, I think it's just a matter of, it's the same size. It's just a Toro instead of a torpedo. Will we potentially in the future maybe consider, changing the size? Sure. I mean, we kind of did that with the re-release of the Geppetto. The Geppetto now comes in a 50 now, and I believe it's a 50. Comes in a 50 now, and we upgraded the band a little bit. So I mean, again, it's all trial and error, Joe. You know how it is. It's all trial and error. It's 50. Does it come better in the same? Like even with the Rodeo Clown, we toyed with so many different versions of the Rodeo Clown before we released the 54 size because we loved it in the 54. But I mean, is there potential when we re-release it and it comes out for restock that we do it in a smaller size or a smaller ring gauge? Sure. I mean, it's maybe building. I mean, we're at the point now. It's like whatever we have for the actual ring gauge sizes out in the market. Coming out moving forward, maybe you see the cigar in the lounge like most the King of Clowns comes in a 52 Toro and a 54, or comes in a 50 and a 52, or maybe we do a Lancero. But I think we're kind of rolling with what people have given us the feedback on for now, and then kind of toying with the potential of changing the ring gauges down the line in the future, since we have those as core line, we have the access to that specific tobacco
as well too.
Right.
The name is there for them that you could do a Robusto or a Gordo or something like that.
Right. And I think not that I think it's a misconception, but I think a lot of people think that we're bigger, or we're like, this huge entity in the cigar industry, and we get a lot of love, and we're out there and people know our name and stuff like that. But again, this is all, I don't want to use the word growing pains, but it's the terminology that I can think of right off the top of my head. So it's kind of figuring out what this, the best sequences work, and getting the boxes done. And, we've upgraded our bands, and, we always had that running laugh with us. It's like our bands are just, they were off center a little bit. It was the uniqueness about us, but now we're kind of getting into that category.
It added a almost like a characteristic to the cigars themselves, it's just like you guys, it's rough around the edges, but the cigars are great.
I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I mean, even with
that's fantastic.
It's all raised. You'll see it. It's all raised up here with the golding around the outside.
I'm gonna have to order those. That's for sure.
Like people say, oh, it's off center. Listen, it doesn't matter whether it's off center or not. Are you smoking a band?
I mean, you know what it is? A lot of people take the bands and make projects out of them. So if it's off center, it bothers them.
So the thing is,
it depends, really.
So let me ask you this, Ray. So I've spoke to several cigar owners, boutique cigar owners, and a lot of them are going with bundles. Can you buy bundles of cigar clients?
It depends on what the release is. I mean, some, the limited runs come in 5-packs. We have the box for the King of Clowns. We have the box for the Rodeo Clown. I mean,
Right.
a lot of those entities are going to be bought in. Geppetto has a box too. They're going to be. We're kind of upgrading it to the box things. I mean, if you want to contact your shop and they have bundles of our cigars that you want to purchase, I mean, that would have to be between you and the shop. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I know, a lot of companies are doing like one-time boxes and like doing everything else as a refill because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And it cuts the cost down for the shop as well.
Right.
That's something a lot of the people we've talked to are starting to do because it makes it makes your guys' lives a little easier. It makes the shop owners a little easier because then they don't have to charge so much,
right?
Because they're not paying for that packaging,
right? Correct.
So let me ask you this: so
go ahead, ask.
How can they get your cigars, your merchandise?
How can we get the cigars? What was the last part?
The merchandise.
The merchandise. The blue light.
Merchandising. Okay, so basically, to sum it up in an easy fashion, is any of our. If you go on our web, we just revamped our entire website, cigarclowns.com. So you can go. We have a shop finder on there. You can locate any shops that are in your area or any of our online retailers. Is the easiest way to get our cigars if you don't have anything close to you, obviously. As far as merchandising is concerned, that's one of the things that Danny's working on. We're working on revamping our swag. Doing stuff with events and doing stuff with selling stuff online. It kind of took a little bit of a backseat because with the whole revamping of the website, kind of took a lot of the focus out of everything else. Besides doing the cigars, we've been so focused hardcore on getting the cigars out there. So I mean, that's one of the things that we're starting to work on now at the end of the year, going into 2025, because a lot of people are asking for swag, whether it's lighters, cutters, shirts, hats, hoodies, jackets, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so we kind of ran through that inventory. We used a lot of it at the events that we've done. Actually, we have an event coming up on the 19th of December next week on Thursday. We're going to be doing the Christmas party at the Cigar Vault on Staten Island. We're going to be one of the brands that's going to be there for their annual Christmas party. So we'll be there. So if anybody's around and wants to come, it's going to be from 5 to close. So we'll be there for that event. Myself, Danny, and Joe will all be in attendance for that event. But we'll have raffles, giveaways. We're gonna have swag that we have, cigars. We're gonna give there'll be deals going on. There'll be food. There'll be bring your own liquor and beer or whatever you're drinking. So if anybody's available who wants to come, who's in the Staten Island or close to the Staten Island area, that's what we'll be on the 19th. If you want to get your hands on some swag.
So if I come on the 19th,
No. When you come on the 19th, go ahead.
So you're gonna have a blue button.
Yeah, I'll think about it. We'll see if you behave yourself from now until then.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That's why I'm not bringing it. So you already know the answer.
Behave himself now.
So, guys, if y'all don't know, I met Ray.
But coming up from where we are down to Staten Island, that's a ride.
Yeah, but it's cool because I can rent a fucking.
No, because I have work the next day. No, I can't call out sick. I just started.
Well, you know what? That's why it's good on the good end. It starts at 5 o'clock, so you can come early and leave early.
I have to wait.
I'd have to pick up my mom at 5 o'clock. See, that's the other problem.
I got you.
That's the problem.
So, Ray, the Festivus, how many times a year does that come out?
Once a year.
Once a year.
And I've noticed it's a different vitola and a different shape. Every year.
So if I said to Hina,
relax, lower your voice.
Hold on. If I said to Hina, contact Ray.
Well, no, he said he's got to talk to his rep up here.
Oh, whoever the rep.
He already said it. He already said he would talk to him.
Well, then the rep needs to come here because we're here all the time.
We'll take care of it.
This is the closest place, honestly, for us to get your cigars.
Okay.
Which I don't mind. Every time I come, I pick up at least one.
Right.
Well, I do fucking mind.
Sometimes I regret not picking up 2 or 3,
Makes sense.
Sometimes I got to make it worth my while and pick a couple up.
It costs me gas money.
So I don't know why he's worried most of the time. He's worried most of the time. He don't even drive. I do.
Well, listen, the easiest thing that you could do in the world is you can order and have it shipped right to your door. Right?
This is also true.
You know, we have three. We have four huge online retailers that carry our brand. Toro Cigars, veteran owned down in Virginia. You got Smokin' in Florida. You got OGT out in California, and you got we just picked up over the past couple of months Cigars Daily out in Arizona.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw the video he did for that, and I commented. I'm like, bro, you've been missing out, dude. I said I've known those guys for a long time. I said smoked a lot of their cigars. I said you're missing out, and he's like, I don't know why. Whoever thought a thing with a clown would have made it. I'm like, well, you know, like I was kind of like I was watching. I'm like, damn, like what a way to take a cheap shot and then be mad at yourself because you didn't smoke the cigar ahead of time.
So explain to people that you, me, and Joey have met in person, because a lot of people say, "Oh, you always talk shit about Ray." I'm like,
well, there's a difference though. It's not talking shit.
And the thing is, when you talk shit, it's called love.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Some people don't understand that that's just sometimes how you know people get along.
No, I think the difference is that talking shit is talking shit. I break balls.
Well, that's
the difference.
They call it talk. It's funny because when you do that, they call it talking shit.
Right.
Well, it's also like you can misconstrued, people in different areas of the country consider hooking up, having sex with somebody. Well, meanwhile, here hooking up with somebody is, hooking up and kissing and, taking that first base step. Again, I think it's more of a East Coast, New York type of thing when it comes to talking shit or breaking balls that people don't really understand. Like people, I can be in the comments when Dog's on a live and just be running my mouth off the shoot and he's laughing his ass off and he knows it's all love. But other people are like, wow, he's really being mean to him. No, I'm not being mean to him. That's just the way we communicate with one another. It's all love at the end of the day.
People say that when you've gone in my live and done that. And they're like,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
talking shit. I'm like, no. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
it's fine. They're like, no, but he said, I'm like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'll
talk to him later.
I'll never forget one day you jumped in my live and you're like,
I'm like, it doesn't hurt my feelings, I promise.
Hello,
right.
And they're like, oh, you two guys are something together. I'm like, no, that's my brother. And they're like, he calls me handsome. I said, are you jealous? Are you fucking jealous?
I think they're just jealous because we don't call them handsome.
Correct.
It's probably what
I say that to everybody. Like, to give you a perfect example, we just got a shop in on the border of Queens and Long Island called Tobacco Road. It's a very high-end upscale lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner is not the owner, the manager I've become very friendly with. And every time I see him, he goes, I go, what's up, handsome? And I'd say that to anybody in the industry. I say that to anybody who I know. That's if anybody who I respect or I have a rapport with, I say that to everyone.
But you know what, Ray? I think that it's just now.
Everybody's soft.
So soft.
Plain and simple. Everybody's soft.
You and I come from a different cloth.
But like you said too, it's a New York thing that a lot of people, don't get.
Ray.
I mean, look at Downtown Rick.
Downtown Rick. Oh, by the way, Downtown Rick should go fuck yourself.
That's fine. He could pound salt on his ass.
Exactly. And later on, he'll text you and be like, yo, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. My boy.
Yeah, he'd be like, my boy.
My boy.
Go fuck himself.
That's my dog. And that's love right there.
Exactly. That's the thing, is we could sit here and say shit like that all day long. And nobody realizes 100%. It's just love. That's it.
But listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to be 100% honest with both of you. And you already know this, and this is for your audience and anybody who's going to watch this. If I'm not breaking your balls or I'm not conversating with you in any way, shape, or form, whether nice or not nice, I don't like you.
Exactly.
So hold on.
Correct.
So when we met at J&R.
Correct. That's the key, what you just said right there. If I'm not talking to you or doing anything with you or conversating or acknowledging you, there might be a reason for that.
So me and Ray and Joey met at J&R's, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we show up.
I think it was right after both of the Rons came out.
Probably.
Because I think you gave us the original run
so me and
of the Ron.
Met with Ray. Guy stands like 5'2". He's like a midget.
Mm-hmm.
He's a midget. And he stole my blue lighter.
Well, compared to us though, compared to me, a lot of people are small.
Well, 6'4", 200.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Tell him what Vic Cal said.
Oh, so I met up with I had to go drop up something to my buddy yesterday, and I got flyers for his wrestling show that they're doing in the Civic Center in Poughkeepsie by my house.
Okay.
And he's known me since I'm a kid. So yesterday we were talking on the way out. He's like, "Dude, I forget how tall you are sometimes." I said, "Of course." I said, He goes, "Did you grow?" I said, "Probably." So he told me yesterday, because again, when you've known somebody since you're a kid, they still look at you as a kid. So he told me yesterday, finally, I mean, I knew it, but he told me yesterday, he still looks at me as little Joey that used to come to the shows and, go over to him because I knew him and it was cool and everything else.
Right.
So it's funny, like, I've known the guy my whole life. I've known him. I've talked to him almost every other day. When this opportunity came up for him to do this show up here, he told me, he said, whatever, I told him whatever he needs, help-wise, I'm there, hanging flyers, whatever. So, it's like, it's just that people still think sometimes, depending on who you are, some people, if you've known them a long time, they think you was a kid still, and it's like, yeah, but you know what, I'm how old now?
Right.
And it's not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way.
No, it's not in a bad way.
They always look at you like that.
That's like me. Like, I don't know. I can tell you in the company that I'm in, depending on what name I'm called by. Like Ray, obviously in the cigar industry. When I get called by my last name, that's all my boys who I played high school ball with, or I go to like an alumni thing and I'm hanging with my old school crew, or people I grew up with in the neighborhood. They called you by your last name. At work, it's the same thing. I get called by my last name 9 times out of 10, and so it's kind of whatever company I'm in. I know what company I'm in by the way I'm being, well, portrayed or way I'm being called at. Or like, oh, yo, what, but so. Yeah, no, I get it. And sometimes that's a blessing and a curse, right? Sometimes people look at you in that light as far as like, oh, you're little Joey, but they want to still treat you as such. If they're calling you little Joey and they're treating you like an adult, that's a different situation. Like the same thing with me. I've had that happen to me in my life. It's like, Ray Jr., which is, my father has the same name as me. So Ray Jr. So like, people want to treat me like I'm still a kid and I'm going to be 42 years old in 2.5 weeks. It's a different situation. You know what I'm saying? But no, I totally get what you're saying.
I'll be 55. So Ray,
look at day past 60. Go ahead.
How did you come up with this cigar right
The
here?
Aftermath.
The Aftermath. How did you come up with that?
Well, usually what they do is they plant the tobacco seeds in the ground, and then they come up with the blends and they dry age and stuff, and then they actually roll it into a cigar. That's how we came up with the cigar.
And what is it made with?
Tobacco.
He's not going to tell you. He's not going to tell you. Listen, when that cigar came out, I think we sat on how many lives smoking that cigar?
Mm-hmm.
The one, and then you had the one night it was me, you, and Rick. And
there were many nights it was just me, you, and Rick.
Well, there was a lot of nights of those. There was not really much to do back then.
You can tell us how it's made.
But
I just told you how it's made. It comes from a seed. You water it a little bit. God.
I do remember the wrapper when it came out because I think that was the only thing at the time you guys had disclosed.
Yeah, that's one of the only broadleafs that we've done. It's a really hard
broadleaf wrapper.
Yeah, it's a really hard wrapper to work with, man. If you don't get it in the right conditions, it could be oversaturated with humidity, and it
held up.
Yeah, it aged well. It definitely aged well. And that project was
the night we sat there and ashed it. Me and you, I think, almost the whole cigar that night.
Yeah,
just to test it and see what we could do.
Yeah, when the broadleaf holds up, man, it burns right. It burns like I mean, that's a project that we did kind of coming out of the phase of the shit that we went through in our past. That's the whole derivative behind the original logo, which is on that band, and the new logo in the transitional phase from the aftermath of the things that we went through and the learning curves that we went through, kind of getting to where the point now. So it's kind of like a transitional cigar for us. Kind of like Kiss the Ring. Those couple of cigars that we came out with when we kind of were on a little bit of a hiatus, kind of getting our shit together. Those are kind of the culminations of our growth process from past to future.
Because then right after that was the King of Clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the first, like you said, after your hiatus, You know, after you released those 2 blends, that was the first big, you know, reboom and revamp of the Clowns.
That's when they came on. That's when they came on.
No, they didn't come on. We didn't have the podcast then.
No, they didn't have the podcast, but they sent us a box.
That was the box that I gave to people to try the shops, and I regret not holding on to.
I should have held on to 1 or 2 of them.
I didn't hold on to any of them, and it was.
You're right.
From what I heard, that torpedo aged very nicely. From what everybody told me.
Feel free to send
I think Zach had told me that torpedo aged beautifully.
Right.
But that was like the first real big, you know, reboom of you guys coming back out, and that was not long. I think it wasn't long after that OGT picked you guys up, if I remember correctly.
No, OGT has been around since the earlier phase, like the Ron and the AVB and the Jack in the Box. Now he's been with us since pretty much since the beginning. He's one of the first major shops that picked us up.
Okay. I mean, that again, like I told Joe, you know, that smoke in picking you guys up is a big one.
Huge.
That's a big
huge for us.
I said that to Joe, you know, when I think we were on one of the Zooms, or I think it was one of the Zooms when I jumped on, and it was me, Joe, and a couple other people. I don't think you jumped on yet. And I told him, I said, you know, smoking is big for you guys because he has that notoriety already.
Oh yeah, man. And it's a good problem to have, man. We can't keep the fucking cigars on the shelves and smoke them.
And you know what? I was, because I'm part of the group on Facebook. So when the King of Clowns had come out through the Cigar of the Month Club and stuff like that, people are like, "What is this cigar?" I'm like, "Just smoke it." They're like, "You've had it before?" I'm like, "I've had that and all of their other releases that they've been out with since." He's like, "How long have they been out?" I'm like, I think 2018, 2019, something like that, if not a little before that. I said, and I've known these guys all this time. I said, and that's a cigar you're not going to be disappointed with.
Right.
And then some of the guys are like, damn, I should have upped my subscription to the double subscription so I could have 2 of them. That was really good.
Yeah, sure.
And then I think Abe had commented and was like, well, they're available on our online shop if you go on and order them.
Right.
And then after that, I was seeing people order them that, you know, I've never even seen before.
Right.
I was like, so, you know, that was, to me, I was like, wow, that's a huge
oh, yeah.
Because
absolutely.
You know, and now that opens you up because he's got, what, 4 or 5 different locations?
I think he has 4 locations in Florida. I believe I fought either 4 or 5, and I think we're either in 3 out of the 4 or 4 out of the 5 shops down there.
Right. And then because then you could, when he does his big, you know, what is it, Great Smoke or whatever, you know, I know he invites a lot of the brands down. There's a potential that you guys can be a part of that.
Yep.
Now BAMF has their own shop.
Yeah, Ish just opened up his own shop. He's opening his own shop now too.
Yep.
You know what? For a lot of brands, I've noticed a lot of brands now are starting to open up their own brick and mortar stores because it's an easier way to sell their product.
Right.
You know, and they can also, they get the in-person business rather than always online.
Right.
So I talk to Ish like 3 or 4 times a week. Am I trying to get you in there? Of course.
Well, right. I think they know Ish. They know
we'll
Ish.
be
I'm
in
sure
the
Ish
shop.
will put them in there.
We'll be in the
So
shop.
you hear him?
I heard what he said.
Okay, just making sure you heard that.
Dismiss him. I did.
But I'm just making sure you heard that.
No, I heard what Hanson said.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Shout out to Ish. We love Ish. We talk to Ish very often. He's one of the people in the industry that we go to if we need something. I'll tell you a real quick story about Ish. So we were having problems last year with the Festivus, as a lot of people know, and I'm sure you know. Shipping delays, you know, coming over into the States, came into Florida. It got held up by customs. They wouldn't release it. The paperwork was wrong on it, and this and that. And what they had done after the fact is they had shipped the cigars to Kentucky to a secure facility. And if it was, I think it was in like a 10-day window that they were going to destroy the cigars if the paperwork wasn't right, which is going to be a huge blow to us. Yeah. So we have a really good personal relationship with Ish, and Joe reached out to Ish and told him our problem, you know, we were having issues. And then we got Ish is one of our close friends in the industry. And we reached out to him. He goes, I'll call you back. So like 20 minutes later, he called Joe's back. He goes, I got the paperwork done. I put it under my flag with everything, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get released to you guys. Don't worry about it. This is an ad, blah, blah, blah. So he helped us out tremendously with getting those cigars. I mean, again, they came after December. Unfortunately, they came in January.
Yes,
We had to
I
release them
remember
late.
that.
Yeah, we had to release them late last year. Unfortunately, it was kind of a big debacle for us. But I mean, Ish came through in the clutch for us when we needed it, and that's one of the things that we consider, our friendships in the industry to be huge and monumental for us. We made a call, we made a bunch of calls, and he was the one who came to the door and said, "Bro, I got you guys. Don't even worry about it. You guys are good. Don't worry about it."
There's not a lot of guys that would do that.
Right.
And just like you, we have a very great relationship with Ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Like when we told him, now that this is kind of podcast has kind of gotten to where we want it,
right?
We're looking at starting to do our own stuff,
right?
Our own cigars and
mm-hmm.
Working with a few different people,
right?
And we spoke to Ish, and he said, the same thing. He said, if there's anything I can do, you let me know, and I'll do what I got to do to make sure, the process goes smoothly for you guys.
Right. That's just the man.
And he's one of those guys that doesn't hold any punches.
Mm-hmm.
If again, he's one of those, if he likes you, he'll talk to you, he'll acknowledge you,
mm-hmm.
he'll joke with you.
Right.
If he don't like you, you'll know he doesn't like you.
Oh yeah.
He'll let you know he doesn't like you.
I called Ish during the week. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He goes, "Did you see my lounge?" I said, "Yeah, I think it's a piece of shit." He goes, "And I love you too." I said, "Nah."
But that's not really what we think, though.
That's not what I think. So he's opening a lounge in the fall ground. So they wanted it to open December 15th. He goes, "That's not happening." He goes, "So what I'm going to do is bring my humidors over there just so that they can have the cigars for when they do polo on Sundays." He goes, "It's not open until next year." He goes, "And I want you and Joe in there to do the podcast." So
right.
I'm like, cool. I'm like, cool with that. So they're going to say, "Oh, you guys are moving really bad. You guys are moving really cool." I'm like, "Listen, Ray, you know us, met us, hung out with us. I've never thought a podcast would be as big as it is right now."
Like where we booked up all of December.
And now we're
I booked part of January out already. Like it's not that hard to get anybody on anymore. It used to be a lot harder.
Right.
People see who we have, and guys ask us all the time, how do we, or we'll have people that'll reach out, "Hey, I heard about you from so and so. How do I get on your podcast?"
Mm-hmm.
And we tell them what, how you get on, and give me a date, and this is it. And if not, this is okay too. And
right.
Certain people you're selective with on who you bring on and who you don't.
Sure.
Of course. Like you, handsome, I'll tell you, send me some.
Like I have people. Like I have people that I've reached out to that have, "Oh no, I'm good. Okay, no problem." Then they come back around, "Hey, I want to come on." I'm like, "Nah, I can't help you right now. Sorry, I'm booked up."
Right.
No. But listen, no. I'm like, no. I'm good. You told me you had no time to do it,
mm-hmm.
so no, thank you. I'm good. It is what it is.
It is what it is, bro. It's the same thing with us, man. I can tell you a real quick story too about that. Like even with us with the cigars, we had a company, a shop, an unnamed shop that brought us in, did well in the shop. They wanted to do an event with us. They ended up canceling the event on us because they had something else going on. It was a conflicted schedule, whatever. And then all of a sudden they went on a hiatus, and we reached out to them to re-up on cigars. They're like, they kind of dodged us, and then they went away for a couple of months. Then all of a sudden the Golden Grace comes out, and it's blowing the doors off, and all of a sudden they reach back out to us like, "Hey, we want to get the Golden Grace." "Yeah, no problem. We got you. Whatever you need." We don't turn our back on anybody in the industry. It doesn't matter if you're going through a tough spot, or maybe you don't believe in what we're doing, or need some time to think about it. Cool. I mean, listen, it is what it is. I mean, we're not going to go down and beating down your doors. We reach out. You want to bring the product in. Cool. If you want to, take a little bit of a break, or you don't have room for us at the time, whatever it is. But if you want to come back, then you come back. It is what it is.
Right.
So wait, do me a favor. Hina's over there by the counter. She's taking care of the store. So hit her up.
Well, he's going to talk to his rep, he said.
Get the Festivus in here.
Mm.
Because, I'm going to come by the motherfucker. I might even buy a box. Just because I love you, dog.
Well, unfortunately, the Festivus doesn't come in a box. It comes in 5 packs. It's a limited release.
Yeah, I was gonna say those. The limited releases only come in 5-packs.
So let's get him in here. That's where we are now.
Mm.
Your ass can show up here, and when you're ready to show up here, me and Joey up. It's only a 45-minute drive.
Well, Joey, I'm assuming you're not repping anymore, correct?
I'm not working for any specific company now.
No, now we are brokers.
I'm brokering for certain companies, yes. This way there's nobody tied to, like, nobody has to worry about what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've gotten rid of that. That repping was okay. But, like, there's weekends where I go away. Not that I don't want to work, but I don't want to be bothered.
Mm.
And that's where the brokering is nice, is because it's the same thing of, like, if I want to go away for a weekend,
right,
you don't have to worry about what I'm doing, because I'm not working specifically for you, for this one, for that one. I'm just kind of wherever I can get you in, or get your cigars in the hands of somebody that might want you in there, stuff like that.
Well, if you have any interest, I mean, we got openings, so I need somebody up in the north.
Okay.
So if it's something you want to talk about offline at some point, within the next couple of weeks after the holidays.
Yeah, we'll talk after the holidays, if anything. We'll see what we can.
Yo, on that note, guys,
we gotta end a little early because the football games are starting. There's crowds coming in now, so we promised we'd be over by 12:30. I appreciate you taking over the show in the beginning, dude. I don't know what's wrong.
All good, bro.
I love you.
Appreciate it. Love you too.
We gotta send you I gotta send you a turnbuckles and stogies hat.
Yes, please, because I'll wear it.
I know, because you have two options. You have that one, which is my logo, or you have the turnbuckles and stogies logo.
I'll take either one you want.
I'll probably just send you both of them.
It's fine. I rock them on lives.
Can I get the red hat that you have on?
Cigarclowns.com when it comes back.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Nope. This is a one-off.
That's his one-off.
No,
this is me.
Like, sign it.
No. See?
Sign it and send it.
Oh, even better. You ready for this one? How about that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Sign it and send it.
No, listen, I went into the hat store yesterday in the mall because I was waiting for my buddy to come from the other side. Dude, I walked around Lids. I was walking around Lids and I'm looking around. I'm like, thank God I have no money in my pocket right now. I'm like, thank God I didn't get paid yet, because I'm seeing like all of the camouflage hats they did with like the wood print on it, and I'm looking.
Yeah. Well, you see, like even with Wolfpack, I got that. He sent me the shirt. I rocked that on when it gets warm. I can't wear it outside now, but I wore it and I took a picture, and I'm part of the Wolfpack, and Rick sent me the Bullies and Cigars camo hat. I rocked that on. I rock any. I represent any of our people.
Ray, by the way, so I just got a text message from Rick. He said, "Yo, he's still waiting on his cigar."
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he doesn't live in Manhattan, so that's really not my problem. And I don't go to Manhattan, so.
He doesn't live where he was. He's in a different place now.
Oh, is he? He actually moved?
Yeah, he's in a nice spot. He can sit on his porch and smoke cigars and everything.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Exactly. He said,
you know what I'm saying?
He said, I walked in, he goes, I had a doorman and everything. He said, I told the doorman, yo, get my bags. I said, must be nice.
I want to thank you for coming on. Shout out to cigarclowns.com. Get everything there. I expect my blue line in the mail tomorrow.
Sure. Cigarclowns.com.
Cigarclowns.com when it comes back up.
Any accessories you need. No, it's up. It's just getting the swag up, but it's up.
Oh, man.
Yo, my brother, I love you, dog.
Oh, shit. Later, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.